In this video, you'll find that we're going to go through finding averages from histograms. We, again, did this before the spring break. We're going to go back through it. And take a quick, just read through these again. The averages are mode, range, median, and mean. So take a refresher, pause the video if you need to read through them. We're going to first go through finding the estimated mean from a grouped frequency table. We did this last year, but let's go through it again. So first, we actually need to find our midpoints. To do that, we can add the two values together and divide by 2. Next, we're going to find the midpoint times the frequency. The reason we do this is because it's giving us an estimated value for each class interval that we have. So for each of the rows, you'll just do frequency times your midpoint. To find the mean of data, you always take the sum of all your values and you divide it by the total frequency. So we actually need to find that. We need to add together the midpoint times frequency column, and we also need to add together the frequency column to get the totals of those. Last step is just simply actually do the division. So do 2,590 divided by 100, and we get a mean value of 25.9 centimeters. Be sure to include the units that is given in that first column. Now we're going to use this frequency table to find the range, mode class, and median class. First, we'll find the range. It's the biggest minus the smallest. That means we're going to take 50, take away 0, so our range is just 50. To find the modal class, we're looking at which interval has the largest frequency. So we'll look in our frequency column and see that 31 is the largest, which is in the same row as the interval 20 to 30. So our modal class is from 20 to 30. To find out which interval contains the median, we have to first figure out what n plus 1 over 2 is. That's going to give us what position the median would be at. So n is just our total frequency, which we had found was 100. So we'll do 100 plus 1 divided by 2 and get 50.5. We can find our cumulative frequency to show how many positions would be up until the end of each class interval. So you'll notice that up until the second one, we have 32. And then if we go to the third one, we're at 63. So the 50.5 is going to stay in that 20 to 30 range again. When looking to find the estimated mean from a histogram, we're actually going to follow the same steps as we did from a table, but first we have to make the table. So you'll look at the bars and say, well, the first one goes from 10 to 40, and then 40 to 50, and so on. So first make the table with the correct intervals. Now that we've got our intervals in the table, we need to find the frequency. So again, frequency is just finding the area of each of those rectangles. So 10 to 40, that's got a width of 30, and it goes up to 2, so you do 30 times 2. You're going to do that for each of them, so all 4 of the bars need to find the area of them. Now we've just got a normal grouped frequency table, so it's the same steps as we did on the last example. So find the midpoints, multiply those midpoints by the corresponding frequencies, and then we can start by adding the 2 columns to get the totals of the frequency and the midpoint times frequency. And finally, last step, all you do is take your total from your midpoint times frequency column, which is 7,625, and divide it by your total frequency of 165, and you get about 46.2 seconds. I rounded to 1 decimal place, but do make sure you include your units. To find that modal class, again, just look at the largest frequency. So in this case, it's 70. The corresponding interval is from 50 to 70. So our modal class goes from 50 to 70. The class containing the median is also going to contain the n plus 1 divided by 2 value. So we're going to do 165, our total frequency we had found, plus 1 divided by 2, and we have 83, so we're looking at which one contains the 83rd term. Next, we look at our cumulative frequency. So our first interval will just contain the first 60. That isn't including our 83rd one. So we need to look at the next one. Out of 25, we get 85. Because we've passed 83, we know that the median class will be in the 40 to 50 range. To find the range, we can just simply look at the histogram. So our largest value will come where that last bar ends, so it's at 90. Our smallest value is going to be where our histogram actually starts, which is at 10. So our range is just 90 minus 10, which is 80. Go ahead and pause the video. You're going to try this problem. So find the estimated mean, the range, modal class, and the class containing the median. So pause it, and then when you're ready, click play again, and we'll go over it. Let's go over the answers. So first, estimated mean, you should have made a table that looked like this. Make sure that you found the frequency by finding the areas of each of the bars. And then your midpoint, you could have done the two values added together divided by 2. Then you're going to just multiply midpoint times frequency. Then you should have found the total frequency and the total of the midpoint times frequency. And then the mean is just going to be those divided by each other. So 5,620 divided by 150. And I gave an answer to one decimal place of 37.5 meters. Again, make sure you write your units. Our largest frequency was 42, and that was corresponding to the range of 20 to 40. So a modal class is going from 20 to 40. To find the median class, we'll do 150 plus 1 divided by 2. That's 75.5. So we're looking for which interval will contain that position. So the first one contains 30. That's not enough, so we'll go to the next one, which is 72. Still not enough, so we have to go one more. So the median class is in the 40 to 50 range. And the last one is the range. So we'll do largest minus the smallest. The largest was 100, smallest was 0. So we have a range of 100. I hope you're doing all right with this topic. If you do have any questions, just post a comment on Show My Homework. There is also one more example that is worked through on this video. However, it's done without any voice recordings. So you can read through it if you need it, but if not, just start the worksheet. Thanks.